Good morning. We are at the Big Cypress Boardwalk Trail this morning, and apparently, we're going to find out. This it's in Gothia State Park. This could be handicap accessible for people in wheelchairs. They've got a good pad you see here, and it appears they've got a concrete boardwalk all the way to it. We're going to find out. Take a look at this sign over here, and we'll walk on in, see what it looks like. Got a sheet here with some hunting. Need to pay attention to that. You'll notice here in a minute I've got my blaze orange toboggan on. The Gothia Giant, Gothia State Park. There's a big cypress tree. There's our blue line. We're going to follow. We are down here now, but we're going to follow this blue line all the way to the big cypress tree. It says, I believe it's telling us it's a quarter mile. We're going to find out. They cut a lot of big cypress out of these forests. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it. There's one man, two man, and a third man. They're touching hands. That's a big tree. Here's another one. One man, two man, and they're almost reaching around the trunk of that tree. There's a bunch of guys on top of one. There's some old boy cutting a bunch of them down. All cypress trees have flat, feather-like leaves. More fun facts. Pond cypress trees, upright, twirl leaves. All right. This is. Let's take a look at that. We'll check that out. Anyway, aside from that, we'll go ahead and make our way on down the trail and see what we see. Good. Foot traffic only sign. Gotta love that. No telling what kind of wildlife will run up on out here today. This is dropping down into a little lowland area. Hadn't had a lot of rain. You don't know if you can see that water over there, but it's pretty awesome. A lot of big, beautiful old growth florist, Florida going on around here. Southern magnolia. That's great. Little known fact, I do not care for southern magnolia trees. Not a big fan. I do hear something snorting. And, but anyway, just because I've had to rake so many leaves as a child from those big old magnolia trees is the reason I don't like them. I'm not. But anyway, back to the tour. Here is a game trail. Right out through there. Right over that log. And that way. Right through here, they're going out. That way. You see that one? I got a bad story about that. We'll get into that a little bit later. Broom laid, I don't know about that. All right, y'all might have to pause on that if you need one more time to read it. I didn't bother reading it because I'm slow like that. This is an interesting sign. Loblolly pine. This tree is one of the fastest growing southern pines. Huh. Mud puddle. The old mud puddle pine. Who knew? And they have got some big pine trees. When I say big pine trees, I'm talking about big pine trees, y'all. Big palm trees to go with them. All of them reaching for the sky. Reaching for the sky. As we all should be. Reaching for the sky. See if we can't get this a little better. Here we go. It is a beautiful morning and the sun shine is coming through. If you'll notice, American Home Beam Blue Beach. Blue Beach right there. Tree. Never heard of it. I hear something over there making noise though. Transition zone. All right. We'll keep her moving. We'll keep her moving. Yeah, that sunshine coming right on in. This is really concrete's well done, pretty level, plenty wide. I don't know, probably 4 feet wide. So yeah, if you had some wheelchairs or scooters or what have you, this is no problem right here. As long as you pay attention, don't look at the woods too much. Right off the trail, it does have a little edge on it, a couple inches of drop off on either side. But that probably helps it from getting flooded when it does rain in here, because probably get a little water in here from time to time. But this is a beautiful little piece of forest down here. Looks like we're going to run out of concrete and we are going to turn into actual boardwalk. What does this sign say? Pine cones. Can we read that? Really, I have to pause on it. Yeah, we're going to get to an actual boardwalk, which is what the sign out by the road says. The Winged Elm. That's nice. They got all these little signs along the trail to educate you about stuff. The swamp fauna. We do have big red-headed woodpeckers down here. There are also deadly snakes. Red touches yellow, kill a fella. Red and black, friend of Jack. Well, that one right there is a red touch yellow coral snake. It will kill you. And that cottonmouth right there might do the same to you. And they are all around these parts. Well, the cottonmouths are for sure. I personally have not seen a coral snake, but I know people that have. Beautiful old oak tree over there. Is that an oak tree or something? What is that? Yeah, that's oak. Right on up in there. That is not the one we're here to see. We are here to see the big cypress. We're here for the big. We came for the big cypress. That's what we're here to see. Squirrels. The squirrels are out this morning. They're out every morning. We got them at home. We do not have to ride all the way out here to see the squirrels, that's for sure. But they here. We do have our blaze orange on because it is still hunting season. Even though the sign right there said small game, not all hunters are subject to just worrying about small game. You know what I mean? Using high-powered rifles and shotguns and fun things like that. So we don't want to be mistaken for, oh my goodness, what a tree. We don't want to be mistaken for, wow, a deer. Because of a lot of these old boys, if it's brown, it's down, is what they say. They live by that. My uncle lived that way. If it was brown, he was going to put it down if he had an opportunity. We don't want to be mistaken for being a deer. That's what I'm talking about. Deer. I'm talking about being brown, down. And it's a big time thing around these parts. Anyway, we're getting to our Cypress. Our big Cypress boardwalk lines up right here at that big old tree right there. We'll go on here a little closer. Check this bad boy out because they are not joking about it being a big one. I don't know why they didn't cut it down. I guess because it's an oddball. Lots of knots or who knows why. But thank goodness they didn't. Because they cut many of them down just like that. Wow, there's another one right there. It's big. In fact, that may be the one we're actually looking for. What a specimen. And if you look, you can see those cypress knees right out there, popping up out of the ground. Here's some more. And over there. And there. And over there. And over there. And there's a big old stump over there where one got cut down. And another big stump. I don't know if you can see it. Back over there. And then we have another big cypress right there. See all those cypress knees popping up out of the ground, little spikes sticking up here and there. That's what they call cypress knees. And that moss growing on the north side of that tree, I guess that's where they get that from. That is another big one. That is amazing though, isn't it? Look at that rascal. Like a big limb or something broke off of it back in the day. Up top there. Something. Big old hole in it here. Probably some kind of varmint probably lives in there part of the year. Might live in there now. Cypress tree over there. It's a pretty spot out here. Big cypress knee right there. Look at the size of that tree. I wonder when that rascal was cut down. A long time ago, looks like. Still hanging tough, though. You can see all those cypress knees sticking up out of the ground all around. Anyway, a beautiful morning. Beautiful way to start your morning. Get out, take a little walk in nature, see some really big cypress trees. They are awesome. They are awesome. All right, well, we'll make our way on back out of here. This boardwalk is nice, though. I mean, it wouldn't be any trouble. It's not a far trek in here either to get to these big, beautiful trees and forest. And you can see the old, them big rascals, and new. Coming on right there. Brand new pine trees. Coming on with it. Not much to them just yet. But won't be long, you'll turn around one day and they'll look like some of these big ones around here. They do grow fast. The pine trees grow fast anyway. The cypress, not so much. Yeah, beautiful way to get out. Commune with nature. Thank the Lord we live somewhere where you can do that. And there's spots that are protected like this one. Just got nice boardwalks, picnic tables, all that. And if you get out here this time of year, it's not real hot. Wait a few months, it's going to be hot. Be too hot to stand, and there's going to be water moccasins everywhere, especially if we get a little bit of rain. They're out here anyway, but maybe they'll stay closer to the water unless they chase some food or something. Piece of water pipe down there. Chad is not far back in here. Really nice boardwalk, smooth transitions, and beautiful. Like I said, the sun's coming on up and getting a little higher in the sky. Really nice, really nice. And then if we look around, we still got some of the old pine trees. We took a picture of those little ones a minute ago. It'll be about 30, 40 years. They look like that big old rascal way up yonder. They do grow fast. Love to see the sun coming through the trees, shining off the palmettos. Beautiful. Beautiful old growth Florida forest right here. Some more of those super duper pine trees. We'll start right here. I don't know how big around that rascal is. It's pretty big around. And it gets way on up there. Ah, yeah. Feel that sun on my face. It's nice. Yeah, this place is sweet and easily accessible. Easily accessible. So I got a couple of picnic tables here, and really nice. Handicap friendly. I didn't have any idea that. Probably the sign by the main road probably had a wheelchair sign. I didn't notice it. We'll get a picture of that and put it on. Anyway, if you enjoy this kind of content, let me know. We can walk in the woods more often because I dig it. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? I could do this every day if I could afford to. Anyway, if you like it, give us a thumbs up, subscribe. Thanks for watching.